Hey there, true cinema fans. It's time to continue our journey of reviewing the classic Universal monster movies, The Ghost of Frankenstein. This is the first Frankenstein film without the involvement of Boris Karloff. It's always a bummer each time I watch this, because Karloff is not only the original, but the only person who could truly pull that character off. So they got Lon Chaney Jr. to replace Karloff as the monster, and at the time he was fresh off of playing the Wolfman. And Universal used him for every monster role from there on, despite if he was wrong for the parts. He would go on to play Alucard in The Son of Dracula, and The Mummy's Tomb, etc. Despite the concept of Karloff being replaced, I love Lon Chaney Jr., and I don't think there could have been a better replacement. In Ghost of Frankenstein, we are thrown right into where the last film left off. Wolf Frankenstein and his family move out of the Frankenstein castle after the chaos that occurred. And the villagers are still disgusted by the Frankenstein family name and have no respect for them due to the past tragedies that occur with the monster creation and still see the castle as a curse and destroy it. Bummer. You would think that with Wolf Frankenstein destroying his father's creation, that the Frankenstein name would have much more respect after such a thing happens, but no. The family is still dumped on. Igor, who still lives in the castle, tries to dissuade the villagers from destroying the castle. The castle is blown till it is history in the dust. The explosion frees the monster from the solid sulfur, and they are off. The monster is struck by lightning, which gives him more power. And Igor decides to go to Ludwig Frankenstein, who is the second son of Frankenstein, to attempt to talk him into harnessing more electricity to give the monster even more power. But Ludwig refuses. Wise choice, my friend. The monster goes on a violent rampage in the town, then he gets arrested but escapes. He then breaks into Ludwig's home and frightens his daughter, then kills Dr. Ludwig's assistant, Dr. Kettering. Ludwig gasses the monster, knocking him out cold, and plans on officially ending him by dissection. But then out of nowhere, the ghost of Ludwig's father shows up to tell him to give the monster a normal brain, which gives Ludwig the courage to continue on, because that is what caused the chaos with the monster in the first place, the abnormal brain. Ludwig plans on giving the brain of his now dead assistant Dr. Kettering to the monster, but Igor plans on giving the monster his brain. Igor becomes Mr. Smooth with his convincing to Dr. Bolmar to swap his brain behind Ludwig's back without him knowing. And just like the devil promises us the world but dumps on us, that's exactly what Igor promises Dr. Bolmar, ruling the world together. In the finale, as the experiment is finished, the monster, which is now the Igor monster, awakens more powerful, and the voice of Igor comes out.
I cannot be destroyed. I, Igor, will live forever.
The monster winds up going blind, and we find out it's because the monster's blood is different than Igor's. This sets the monster off, throwing Dr. Bolmar against the electrical gear, which goes nuts and the whole place gets engulfed in flames. I mean, everything explodes. I love that shot of the monster's face peeling in the flames. The roof caves in, and, well, that's it. So what do I think of this movie? It's alright, but it certainly doesn't top the first three movies. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an entertaining sequel. However, there are some issues. For example, lightning striking the monster, which gives him more power. Okay, seems to kinda make sense. I mean, in the first film, lightning was what revived the monster in the first place. But the reason I find it so strange is because in The Son of Frankenstein, lightning was what put the monster in a coma. I mean, come on, man. Is it going to be what gives him strength, or is it going to be his kryptonite? I mean, let's choose here. Also, in this one, the monster is back to wearing his original suit, whereas in The Son of Frankenstein, he was wearing some kind of a fur coat. I mean, come on, could we have some kind of consistency here? And as far as Lon Chaney Jr.'s performance as the monster, it just didn't exceed my expectations. There's no facial expressions or any of that, he just feels like he's just there. But with all that said, Like I said before, I don't think there could have ever been a better replacement to play these monsters than Lon Chaney Jr. And it's always cool seeing Dwight Fry again, even if he just comes back for a cameo as a villager. So would I recommend this Frankenstein sequel to anyone? Sure, I mean, it's an entertaining enough sequel, but if you're expecting it to live up to the high reputation of the first 3 films, you're gonna be disappointed. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will continue our journey of the Frankenstein franchise next up with my favorite, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Keep getting your cinema on.